Come here, brother. Come here. Tell your mama come here. Good. Come here.
Mom! Mom!
Hold on, just relax.
Mom!
Just relax, Nathaniel. Relax. Relax. Hey, Tamika, come out here. Come out here. Hey, stars, I got one more. Come out here. Put your bowl down.
Who's this?
This is Mom. You want to grab him and I'll grab her? Okay. You mind if I get your cuffs, Sarge? Alright, turn around for me.
What's up?
You got an arrest warrant, so that's why you're going in
I
custody.
got an arrest warrant.
Yep. You're Tamika, right?
Ow!
Just turn around for me, okay?
I'm trying to ask how.
I'll tell you. For child neglect.
But check neglect.
Yep. Are your two daughters in the house?
No.
Okay. Alright, so Tamika, so he's got a warrant for child neglect, a felony warrant. You got a felony warrant for child neglect. He's got a felony warrant for sexual something or another, okay? So you all three got warrants. That's why we're here.
Who put the warrants out?
Oklahoma County. They put it out September 25th. They've all been confirmed.
September 25th?
Yes, ma'am.
My caseworker didn't let me know nothing about it.
They may not know.
Right now, I'm going to court right now to get my daughters back.
I got you. Well, that's the civil side, right? Getting your daughters back is Child Protective Services. This is the criminal side. All right, slide over here for me. Come over.
Hey, Keith, make sure you let one up in the trunk. All my money in there. Keith.
And I wasn't.
You gonna lay it up, lock the door? Okay.
Hey, Junior, scoot over, man. I got to put your mom in here, too.
I've never neglected my child.
And I'm not saying.
Can you put your seat back?
These seats don't go back, brother.
I've never neglected.
She never told anyone. Not a teacher. Not a neighbor. Not a single person outside those four walls. Because the one who did this to her lived right down the hall. For years, a home in the village, Oklahoma, held a secret. It stayed buried behind closed doors, protected by the very people who were supposed to keep her safe. Then one summer day in 2024, that secret became impossible to contain. Welcome to Dark Truth Cases. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because this is exactly the kind of case we cover on this channel. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you won't see this family the same way twice. July 1st, 2024. A hospital in the Oklahoma City metro area receives a young woman. She is 18 years old. She has a significant intellectual disability, and she has just given birth to a baby. The Oklahoma Department of Human Services was already flagging the situation before the police got the call. Their concern was simple but serious. Nobody could establish who the father of this baby was. Hospital staff couldn't get a straight answer. DHS workers couldn't get a straight answer. And the story being offered didn't hold up under the lightest scrutiny. The young woman and her mother, Tamika Molden, gave investigators the same version. A boyfriend was the father, but when pressed for a name, neither one could produce it. No first name, no last name, no phone number, no address, no evidence this person had ever existed. For an 18-year-old with a documented intellectual disability, the story of a secret boyfriend that no one in the family had ever met or could even name simply did not fit. Something was being hidden, and everyone in that room could feel it. DHS made the call to the village police department. Lieutenant Brett South was assigned to the case. When he arrived at the hospital and sat down with the young woman, he got the same answer everyone else had, the boyfriend. But Lieutenant South made a different choice. He didn't press her. He didn't interrogate her. He sat with her calmly, told her she was not in trouble, and told her no one was going to take her baby. He gave her space to breathe. He gave her time. And then, her story changed. She told him her father did this, Nathaniel Molden Sr. That name shifted the entire trajectory of the investigation. and what came with it made things even more alarming. She said her mother had actually told her that Tamika Molden had reportedly walked in on Nathaniel Sr., leaving their daughter's bedroom under suspicious circumstances roughly 9 months before the baby was born. She connected the dots on her own. She drew her own conclusion. And then she waited. According to investigators, Tamika's explanation was that she wanted to wait until the baby was born, so a DNA test could confirm it. Think about that. This woman suspected her own husband had done something deeply wrong to their daughter, a daughter who could not fully protect or advocate for herself, and her response was not to call the police. It was not to remove her daughter from that environment. It was to sit back and wait for a lab result to make things official. With Nathaniel Sr. squarely in the sights of law enforcement, investigators moved quickly, and what they uncovered next made the picture look worse. Court documents later revealed that during the investigation, 2 specific searches had been made on a phone inside the Molden household. The first search, how to corrupt a DNA test. The second search, do siblings share the same DNA? Both of those searches traced back to Nathaniel Molden Sr. Now the picture seemed clear to investigators. A father, a daughter, a pregnancy no one would explain, and a man quietly researching how DNA testing works while police were closing in. Nathaniel Sr. became the primary focus. Law enforcement was confident they had their answer. They were wrong. DNA samples were collected from every male member of the Molden household and submitted to the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation for analysis. The results came back with a 99% paternity match. But the name attached to that result was not Nathaniel Molden Sr. It was Nathaniel Molden Jr., her 19-year-old brother. Deputy Chief Matt Butcher of the Village Police Department confirmed it. We collected DNA from the male members of the household, and it was confirmed through DNA testing at the Osby to match the brother. When detectives sat down with Nathaniel Jr., he admitted it. He acknowledged inappropriate contact with his sister, and then he told investigators something that took this case somewhere colder. He said it was not a one-time incident. He told them it had been going on for approximately 2 years. He also told them about the parents. He said his mother and father had actually walked in on what was happening between him and his sister at some point before all of this. They discovered it. 2 adults, a household, a daughter who depended on them, and their response was to punish both of the young people involved and close the chapter on it. No call to the police, no referral to any authority, no professional intervention. A punishment, and then silence. Deputy Chief Butcher addressed this directly. Part of the reason charges were filed on the parents was because there was no intervention to prevent any type of improper actions towards this child. At the time, she couldn't fend for herself. Now the question that lingered over Nathaniel Sr., why was a man running internet searches on DNA corruption if he wasn't the one responsible? That question has not received a clean answer. The most reasonable reading is that he had figured out, or at least strongly suspected, what was actually happening under his own roof, and instead of going to the authorities, he went to a search engine. Whether he was covering for himself or covering for his son, those searches do not come from a man who was completely in the dark. Nathaniel Jr. did attempt to reduce the scope of his admission when questioned. He told investigators the last contact between him and his sister occurred roughly 2 years before the pregnancy, back when both of them were still minors. Detectives noted his account and kept moving. A 99% DNA match does not support a story about something that ended 2 full years before conception. The science did not align with the version Nathaniel Jr. was offering. The Village Police Department had what they needed. 3 charges were formally filed: Nathaniel Molden Sr. and Tamika Molden, child neglect; Nathaniel Molden Jr., incest. The arrest warrants were confirmed on September 25, 2024. Officers finalized everything. And 13 days later, on October 8, 2024, A team from the village police department arrived at the Molden home with 3 warrants, body cameras activated, and no room left for more waiting. What happened at that front door, the arrests, the conversation inside the back of that patrol car, and what this family said when they thought it didn't matter anymore, that is exactly where we are going in the next part of this case. If this is already sitting with you, drop a comment below and tell me what you think so far. And if you are not subscribed yet, do it right now and hit the bell. You do not want to miss what comes next. October 8th, 2024. The Village, Oklahoma. A quiet residential street. Nothing about the outside of that house told any passing neighbor what had been living inside it. Officers from the village police department pulled up with 3 confirmed arrest warrants. This was not a drug raid. This was not a response to a shooting. These warrants had names on them, a mother, a father, and their grown son, and every one of those warrants was tied to what had happened to a young woman who lived in that very house. Body cameras were on from the moment officers approached the door. The first person taken into custody was Tamika Molden. When the officer confirmed her identity and informed her she had an active warrant, her reaction stopped at one question. "I got an arrest warrant?" That was it. No panic, no tears. The officer confirmed it, told her to turn around, and she complied. Nathaniel Molden Sr. was next. He came out, was told he also had a felony warrant for child neglect, was placed in handcuffs, and walked toward the patrol vehicle. He voiced his frustration, told officers he had never neglected his child, but he moved when they asked him to move. Nathaniel Molden Jr. was last. His warrant carried the most weight of the 3. His bond was set at $25,000. His parents were each set at $5,000. When the officer broke down the charges by name in the open air, child neglect for the parents, and the separate felony for Nathaniel Jr., the word attached to that charge was said out loud, in the middle of the street, in front of a body camera capturing every second of it. And nobody in that family visibly reacted to it. All 3 were loaded into the back of the same patrol vehicle. The doors locked. The windows went up. The body cameras kept rolling. What happened inside that vehicle is the part of this case that has stayed with people long after the headlines faded.
Came back too fast. I came back too fast.
I should have left too. I was on my way out the door.
You talking about child neglect?
Child neglect?
What do you mean by somebody neglecting them and them?
Come on, it's down. It's down at the county.
What county? What county?
Yeah, he says down for the county.
He said they got
a felony warrant.
They got a container.
A felony warrant.
See, we should have never came back to the house with you. See, baby, I told you.
I would have went to jail too by myself.
No, we should have never came.
We should have came back. I should have been done left. I was thinking about leaving earlier, and I would have never been
back. I'm talking about. No, it was recording.
I just got finished. Niggas sleeping.
But anyway, if we ain't do nothing,
and
I was just come to get my clothes. And
I ain't got my phone book with me or nothing.
I'll come get my clothes.
Because I called Candy.
No, you get a phone when you're to the jail.
But I don't.
We're going to jail.
I don't know her number.
I ain't taking them but to jail.
I don't know her number.
For how many days?
I don't know her number by heart.
Teddy found what's going on. They got a container hold up in jail because they think we behind and we all 3 waiting together.
Yeah, he asked me, was the girls in? I said, no, they ain't in there. I just got finished cooking.
Oh, the stove on?
He said it's a felony warrant. Did you call Ring?
But
we gotta call somebody.
I was on the phone when Ring. I said, Ring, they come to get me. Ring know they can't get me though.
What she say?
Leave the phone on.
Did you tell them they got me too?
They ain't see you. They said to you, I got in the car. I said, what you gonna want to do for?
Yeah, look, they calling my name out loud.
They think we just corporate or something. They think we quitting them.
So they messed up my record. That's what's in my record.
They trying to get you, or you gonna be able to make your court tomorrow. That's what they did. They know they did that, right?
I'm calling my caseworker.
Yeah, I'll come and get my clothes. Sitting there getting my clothes.
$25,000. Give me home.
Who said that? Well, they got bond on us too?
Mom and Dad, you both got a $5,000 bond. Junior, you got a $25,000 bond.
What? Oh my God.
I got a 5,000.
Now the case moved into the court system, and it moved slowly, the way serious felony cases in Oklahoma tend to do. December 2024, Nathaniel Molden Jr. appeared in court and entered a guilty plea to the charge of incest. The judge sentenced him to 7 years in prison. He was 20 years old at the time of sentencing. His sister's baby was roughly 5 months old. March 2026. Tamika Molden appeared before the court and entered a no-contest plea to child neglect. Her sentence came in at 7 years, but deferred. She was placed on probation, supervised by the Oklahoma Department of Corrections. As long as she meets the conditions of that probation and avoids any violations, she will not serve a single day inside a prison for what happened to her daughter. May 2026. Nathaniel Molden Sr. entered a guilty plea to child neglect. His outcome was different. 5 years in prison. Not deferred. Not probation. A sentence that will be served. Same charge between the two parents. Two completely different results. The sentencing disparity between Tamika and Nathaniel Sr. raised eyebrows for people who followed the case closely. Both were charged with the same thing, failing to protect a child in their care who had no ability to protect herself. Both had prior knowledge. Both stayed quiet. One goes home on probation, one goes to prison. The court system made that distinction, and the record reflects it, even if the explanation for it is not entirely clean. As for the young woman at the center of all of this, she and her baby were removed from that home and placed in the custody of the Oklahoma Department of Human Services not long after the hospital visit in July 2024. That was the right call, and it was made early. Whatever her road looks like going forward, she is not in that house anymore. Here is what I want to say plainly before we close this out. Nathaniel Molden Sr. and Tamika Molden were the two adults in charge of that household. Their responsibility was not optional. Their daughter had an intellectual disability, which means she needed more protection than the average person, not less. They knew something was wrong inside their own home. They saw it. They addressed it with a punishment and chose silence over a phone call to someone who could have actually stopped it. That silence had consequences that a spanking was never going to undo. And Nathaniel Sr. sitting in the back of a police vehicle, worried about whether somebody locked the front door, after everything that came out in that investigation. That image says more about the failure of that household than any court document could. These are real people, real outcomes, and a real young woman who deserved far better from every adult who was supposed to be in her corner. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think about the sentencing, particularly the gap between what Tamika got and what Nathaniel Sr. received. Do you think justice was served here? Let me know below. If you are not subscribed to Dark Truth Cases, now is the time. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and stay close, because we have more cases coming that you will not want to walk into late. This has been Dark Truth Cases. These stories are real. These consequences are real. And we will keep bringing them to you exactly as they happened.